Saudi Arabia, the world's biggest supplier of oil, and to some US officials, the epicenter of Wahhabism terror. The Saudi government denies that charge, but the growth of Saudi extremism affects us all, and as we'll see, is now thought to have links to the Bali bombing. The tough industrial town of Khamis Mushayat in Saudi Arabia's rugged and conservative southwest. It has little to offer, yet it's now on the map of international terror. It was here, in the town's main mosque, that 5 of the September 11 hijackers were recruited by the extremism of its preacher, Sheikh Ahmed al-Hawashi. We are told he's out of town, but confirmed that despite his alleged links to terror, he still preaches here. What do you think of Sheikh Hawashi?
Good, very good.
Good man.
Good man.
The Sheikh's links to September 11 are simply denied.
No.
Not true.
لا سياسة ما في خليها سياسة.
No speak? But for many here, politics is religion, and if you're not a Muslim, you're not welcome. Saudi Arabia is dominated by men like these. They propagate Wahhabism. It controls much of the education system and social life, at times calling for jihad against a disbelieving West.
Okay. Why are they angry? What's the problem?
Criticising them has sparked death threats, but one who dares to is Abha journalist Saad Aswailim.
Through mixing ideology with politics, they push the younger people towards the extreme form of Islam. I believe they force politics into religion. They dress politics as religion, and they present political programs, political ideologies as the essence of religion.
Saudi Arabia is an absolute monarchy. There are no elections here. Its centre of power, Crown Prince Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. As is his royal obligation, once a week Crown Prince Abdullah receives supplicants seeking direct aid. 100 years ago, his family unified the nation with the backing of strict Wahhabi clerics, and they cut a deal. The royals would run politics and the economy. The clerics could dictate social policy. It's a deal many believe fostered is extremism. Since September 11, the United States has pressed Saudi rulers to curb the most militant mullahs. And in a rare interview, Crown Prince Abdullah says he is. What do you say to some critics outside Saudi Arabia who say that Saudi Arabia is not doing enough to stop the funding and the support for Islamic terrorism around the world?
نقول نحن صادقين فيما نقول والأموال كلها إذا كان في شيء وقف مع إنه أول يعني ما عندنا خبر إذا كان في شيء أما الصحف وما الصحف هذه عارفين أنتم وحنا عارفين من يعني اللي وراها.
But blaming a Jewish-American smear campaign is no longer enough. Saudi Arabia's problems start at home. A deeply religious society, Saudi Arabia is struggling with change. Until now, largely closed to the outside world, the more contact they have with a decadent West, the more vocal the clerics become.
Women used to be a very significant part of local markets like this one.
Returning to Riyadh from his home in Boston, Saudi writer Sulaiman Al-Hatlan laments what he sees as a growing conservatism, curbing public debate.
It's not only a political censorship that we fear,
more important and more dangerous, actually, more alarmingly, is the social and self-censorship, which resulted of or from focusing on religion all the time. Don't do this because you may upset God.
For many Saudis, pleasing God means defending fellow Muslims, and what they see as biased US policies only increases support for the extremists.
The more the Palestinians are oppressed, and the more the Americans are supporting Israel, the more popular bin Laden and his like becomes. I think the core issue is Palestine. So definitely the trend of fanaticism or extremism cannot stop at any point before we really look seriously at the Palestinian issue.
2 decades ago, the Saudi royals gave even more power to the clerics to shore up their own political position after Iran's Islamic Revolution. Religion's creeping control and a lack of open debate have fueled a fundamentalist youth.
Bin Laden has become an alternative, whether it is a political alternative, religious alternative, intellectual alternative, for hopeless, humiliated young Arabs in Saudi Arabia and beyond.
And it's not just the youth. At Riyadh's ancient camel market, grassroots opinion is swinging further against the West. No fans of Saddam, Saudis feel the looming war in Iraq is just another unwanted American intervention in Muslim affairs.
I think about a government of America, it's coming crazy now.
As tension between Arabs and America grows, one man stands out as seeing it from both sides.
And so why the TVs?
I have to watch so many channels simultaneously, whether it's in business or economics or politics or finance.
Prince Al-Walid bin Talal is the world's richest non-American. So rich, in fact, the TV room in his $100 million Riyadh palace is full of wildlife.
This old giraffe here, how was that? How hard was that to shoot?
This was shot and hunted in South Africa.
Prince Al-Walid is the biggest single foreign investor in New York, a major shareholder in Western entertainment, and a generous supporter of Palestinian charities.
When bin Laden undertook this incredible and horrendous terrorist act, many people in the Arab world, let alone Saudi Arabia, were joyful. Were joyful not because they liked the act per se, but they just wanted to give a message to America. And that's what we're trying to tell America. Please stop your blind approval of what Ms. Sharon is doing in Palestine, and let the resolutions of the UN 242-338 be implemented as quickly as possible.
Prince Al-Walid's new $350 million tower stands alone in Riyadh as a symbol of confidence in the country. Few of the oil billions have been reinvested here, and while Saudi Arabia aspires to the spoils of wealth, its society struggles with contradiction. Saudis admire much of what the West has to offer. In fact, many are rich enough to buy what they want of it. But 60% of the population is under 25. A third of them, or 2.5 million people, can't find jobs. And without alternatives, wealth does not preclude extremism.